Welcome back, everybody. Today we're here to talk about The Walking Dead Season 10, Episode 21, titled Diverge. This episode followed the characters of Carol, Daryl, Jerry, Dog. We were in Alexandria. We followed Daryl a little bit while he was scavenging. So we're going to be talking about the whole episode, breaking it down. Obviously, general spoiler warning. So if you haven't seen the episode, spoiler warning. And then also, if you're a fan of the show, be sure to subscribe. We have a lot of Walking Dead content coming up. The Here's Negan episode is coming up. Very excited about that one. And then Fear the Walking Dead also. So lots of Walking Dead content coming up. If you're a fan, be sure to subscribe. But yeah, let's get into the video. All right. So if you've been watching my reviews, and when it comes to these extra 6 episodes, I've been fairly lenient, because as a fan of The Walking Dead, I truly am liking these episodes. I'm not complaining about them. I'm liking them. They're fun to watch. They're great little character episodes. And I understand that they weren't really trying to make these slowly paced episodes on purpose. And I see a lot of people calling them boring. They weren't trying to make boring episodes on purpose. They just had restrictions, and this is what they, had to do. So that being said, when it came to this episode 21, I try to stay away from spoilers and stuff like that, but I kept hearing that people were saying that critics were calling this one of the worst episodes of the extra 6 episodes. And after checking it out, it may have been the weakest one, but I still enjoyed it. Honestly, I did still enjoy it a bit. We follow characters who I liked, we followed Daryl, Carol, and Jerry. Those are all characters I like. So, and I don't think it was as bad as people were making out to be. I thought it would have been a lot worse than it was. And, again, it definitely wasn't an exciting episode. But nonetheless, the opening minutes, I love the scenes with Daryl and Carol for sure. The ending and then the opening minutes. And I talked about the opening minutes already in a separate video. But, it shows us that they're really mad at each other, but they still care and help each other, which I like. And then they went their separate ways. And that's when the episode definitely, slowed down. And I gotta say something about the Daryl stuff. So some of the stuff we were seeing with Daryl was actually pretty interesting. The close calls he had with the walker, when he went underneath the car and the walker inside of that little trench or whatever. We had close calls like that, and they were really good. So, and I think these episodes do show us that they do have some moments where, it's pretty tense. And I wish they did more with that, Like I just said, the moments with Daryl were pretty good in this episode. And then also, if you look back at the Aaron and Gabriel episode, I also did like that episode because there was some tense moments. So they definitely, have had some good moments in these extra 6 episodes. So I just wish they did more, with that kind of stuff. And I also kind of wish they did more with Daryl in the nighttime, because remember he was fixing his bike, and it was super dark, and he was still in that same spot, and he was looking around. It was pretty scary. I thought they would have shown a walker coming after him or something in the dark, which they didn't. But I thought that would have been pretty cool. So the point I'm trying to make is that they plant the seeds, to have a good moment, but then sometimes they don't really execute it too well. And again, it could have been because of restrictions. We don't know what happened behind the scenes. If they filmed it at night, I'm sure they couldn't have that many. Maybe they weren't allowed to have many people on set, and they just wanted to film that and get out of there. There's a lot of restrictions with these extra 6 episodes. So that's why I've been fairly lenient. I'm not judging them too hard because of those. And then when it came to that fight with that walker, like I just mentioned a second ago, that was actually a really intense fight. And I'm not gonna lie, that looked like a scratch from the walker. That walker was all over Daryl. The hands were all over Daryl. And if it was any other character except Daryl, I would have been concerned that it was a scratch or something. But it's Daryl, so I highly doubt it. I'm sure he's gonna be okay. But it was a really, intense fight for sure. And then going back to the Carol and Jerry stuff, yeah, sure. Obviously, just seeing them clean up and cook, may have not been the most exciting thing. But the thing with the rat, that was interesting. We saw how, I think it was a way for them to show us how Carol's feeling in the moment, especially when she destroyed the wall. I thought when she destroyed the wall, she would have found Lucille or something hidden in there. That's what it made it seem like in the trailer, there was something in there hiding, but it turned out to be a rat. And then when it came to Dog, I have to say Dog was pretty good in this episode. I would imagine it's hard to film with a dog, you have to, it probably takes a lot of takes to get it right. And Dog was in a lot of this episode. even like the scene where he had to choose between Carol and Daryl, like stuff like that. So moments like that must have been pretty hard on paper, to film, but Dog, did a pretty good job. And then of course Jerry, such a lovable character, very friendly, very nice, very uplifting. I liked how he was talking to Carol there at the end and checking up on her. And such a great, like, one of the better secondary characters for sure. And The Walking Dead has a lot of great secondary characters. And I'm glad that we had Jerry in this episode. So yeah, the whole scene at the end with Jerry and Carol is really nice. And then that ending also, I predicted it right. I thought, Daryl will come back to Alexandria at the end. And he did, and he had a little scene with Carol, and you can see that they're still like upset and frustrated with each other, but they still care for each other. So I don't think it's that bad. I'm sure they'll be okay soon. But yeah, Daryl and Carol all in Alexandria. Next episode is the Here's Negan episode. I think Carol plays a role in that, so it's a pretty big episode I think coming up. So again, I'm excited for next week's episode for sure. It's going to be the season finale. But then we also have season 11 coming up pretty soon in the summer, which is earlier than expected. And then obviously Fear the Walking Dead also right after episode 22. So still a lot of Walking Dead content coming up. Be sure to subscribe if you're a fan. But again, overall, I thought it was an okay episode. Not the most exciting, not as bad as, some people were saying. You guys let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. As far as this review goes though, I am going to wrap it up there, so hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like rating. Be sure to stay tuned for my episode 22 videos. Those are coming up pretty soon. We have trailer breakdowns and all that kind of stuff. And again, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. And as always, thanks for watching. Please take care, and I'll see you guys soon.